Hello, today I wanted to talk about global political challenges. What are they and how do they impact our lives? In global politics, global political challenges are issues that reach across states and affect people, governments, and the world as a whole. They're complicated because many factors, such as governments, organizations, businesses, and citizens, have different interests and unequal power to influence the outcomes. These challenges often combine political, economic, social, and environmental aspects, so no single country can solve them alone. Studying them helps understand how global cooperation, conflict, and decision making shape the world's structure and progression. In our context, studying them can help us examine how states, organizations, and individuals interact to manage shared problems. These problems I will mention include environment, poverty, equality, health, identity, borders, security, and technology. Are those the most crucial in shaping and understanding the growing international relations? First, environmental challenges are transforming global politics by reshaping power dynamics, driving international cooperation and conflict, and influencing priorities around security, economy, and public health. Climate change, pollution, and deforestation are examples of connected environmental challenges that shape global politics by driving migration, resource conflicts, and international cooperation on conflict. They can force nations to rethink energy, trade, and security strategies. One example of how environmental challenges impact global politics is the conflict between Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan over the Nile River. Ethiopia built a dam, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, to gain more electricity, but Egypt worried it would lose water for farming and daily life. Though they've had many meetings and arguments, it hasn't been fully agreed on how to share the river. Another example is countries fighting over natural resources in the Middle East, with countries such as the US getting involved in Iraq and its oil production. Additionally, as clean energy grows more important, new tensions could begin over control of new valuable resources like lithium and rare earth metals, which are important in developing sustainable energy. Environmental challenges are shaping global politics by forcing governments to respond to new risks and responsibilities. As climate related challenges increase, parties in power are pressured to act quickly and make environmental concerns a central part of trade and foreign policy. This causes shifts in alliances, increased global efforts, and changes in how countries interact in global affairs. In summary, the growing urgency of environmental challenges has a strong influence on political decisions and international relationships. Secondly, poverty and global income inequality play a major role in shaping global politics by influencing imbalances, migration, and international aid. In many parts of the world, access to basic needs like clean water, food, and healthcare is limited, causing unpredictability and dependence on wealthier nations, most often superpowers in the modern era of bipolar world order. This inequality can lead to political pressure on institutions to address the needs of developing countries. As a result, poverty becomes a central issue in foreign policy, trade, and humanitarian efforts internationally. One example of how poverty impacts global politics is the governmental and NGO efforts to reduce poverty, which are a key factor in how the issue is handled politically and on a global level. International organizations like the United Nations and World Bank, alongside non governmental organizations, work to fund projects, give loans, and provide services to help people out of poverty. Wealthier governments also use foreign aid as a tool for political influence or diplomacy, especially when looking for influence in these peripheral states. These actions can improve international relationships or create criticism of fairness, effectiveness, or hidden agendas in the distribution of aid. Poverty also affects global politics through its impact on education, job access, and social stability. Countries with high poverty rates often struggle to provide quality education and employment opportunities, leading to frustration and unrest among other populations. This unrest can lead to protests, political instability, or even conflict, drawing international attention and involvement. In summary, poverty strongly influences how governments act, connect with others, and manage both domestic and international challenges. Next, inequalities such as in gender, race, and economy all play a major role in shaping global politics, especially in areas heavily affected by poverty. In many countries, poverty worsens discrimination, leaving women, ethnic minorities, and low income groups with less access to education, healthcare, and political power. This creates unequal societies where some voices are left out of important decisions, especially in politics with government. As a result, political movements often form in response to these injustices, pushing governments to change laws or re-exclusion support. These inequalities can, if not often, lead to unrest or protest, which impacts how stable or successful a country's political system is. Global movements and international policies aimed at promoting human rights are often sparked by the effects of poverty and inequality. When large groups of people are denied basic needs or fair treatment, it puts pressure on both local governments and global organizations to respond. Campaigns for gender equality, anti racism, and fair wages have led to treaties, aid programs, and political partnerships across countries. These efforts show how poverty isn't just a social and local issue, but that it connects to global goals and cooperation. Political leaders are often judged by how they handle these problems, especially when poor communities are involved. Inequality caused by poverty has also led to major consequences in legal protections, political representation, and fairness in the workspace. In response to public pressure and global attention, some countries have passed laws to protect workers, improve wages, and ensure equal rights regardless of gender or race. Poorer populations have begun to gain more representation in politics, especially in countries that are beginning to value democracy and human rights. In the workplace, rules about equal pay and anti discrimination are becoming more common, since poverty has shown how unfair systems hurt both individuals and society. In summary, poverty pushes global politics to confront inequality and build fairer systems for the future.